Session 7, Tenets of Psychological Mastery. How can you use the power of your mind to support and strengthen who you really are? These 3 actions aim your mind and provide the fertile ground for developing a more engaged and consciously directed mind. So the first thing, so there's 3 things we're going to talk about. The first thing is focus on and live from your strengths, not limitations. The last 50 years, the field of psychology has taught us to focus almost exclusively on what is wrong with us, our maladies and disorders. Collectively, many of us are suffering from a weakness hangover, where we focus more on our limitations and problems than what makes us strong and limitless. It's time to re-engage and focus on what makes you remarkable. So let's do this exercise together. So my weaknesses and limitations that I've overly focused on include, what weaknesses and limitations are you focusing on? Let's list those out. So do them in this document, in the actual PDF document, but then also list them in your question box. And then list my 5 top strengths in life include. So what are your weaknesses and limitations? And then what are your 5 top strengths? And if I live from these top strengths more often and with greater focus, these things would change in my life. So first, your weaknesses and limitation that you focus too much on. Then list out your 5 top strengths. And then what would happen if you lived from the top strengths more often and with greater focus? What would change in your life? So spend a little bit of time, go through that, and then comment in the question box and we'll chat it out. And the way I'm going to remind myself of my strengths and live from them more often is what? So the first time we did this, when we went through this exercise, if you were on that call, we did clarity. And that was one way. If you guys remember this exercise, it was 3 words that gave you clarity to continually remind yourself of the 3 words that describe the best version of yourself, your interactions with people, and your success markers. And then what we did was we programmed those into our phone. And so once or twice or 5 times a day, you're constantly reminded of who the best version of you really is. So how can you remind yourself of your strengths and live from them more often? How could you remind yourself of those?